A quick stop in the Pink City. The best view of an Indian election is through the eyes of a local hack. I meet senior journalist Avinash Kalla.
How do you see these 25 seats in Rajasthan?
Well, this time for sure there are signs that seats will not be 25-0. The opposition, it doesn't look as of now, it looks very, very difficult. There are 8 to 9 seats where the BJP is facing a contest for the first time. So I fancy chances. I'm not 100% sure if Congress will win all those seats, but allies and partners might win a chance. The opposition is getting a chance, and B, the election is very localized in those pockets. It is not the hyper-nationalistic Narendra Modi versus who election.
This is not as per you, this time in Rajasthan, it's not a personality contest.
It's in few pockets I've seen that. Like I've been to Churu.
Okay.
If you look at Churu, the seat is now contested between a BJP rebel who has turned a congressman, Rahul Kaswa, and locally people are not saying anything about the BJP candidate. They're talking about the former leader of opposition, Rajendra Singh Rathod. So it's a Rathod versus Kaswa fight. It is nothing else in Churu.
How big is the Modi factor in all of this?
It is quite big. It is quite big. There is nothing that the BJP has on ticket other than the Prime Minister. You've been travelling on the roads. Have you seen any candidate's photograph? Locals don't even realize who the candidate is. It's all Prime Minister. That is what the BJP is banking on. But now people have started questioning the MPs that we don't have an issue with the Prime Minister. Tell us, what have you delivered? People don't have that kind of an enthusiasm that we've got to vote and there is a big issue around which they are rallying.
But chunav nahi utra hai, in what people are saying. Who does that benefit?
It certainly benefits the opposition at the moment. You know, because when jab chunav uthawa hota hai, then everything goes in a particular wave. Right now there is no wave.
Mr. Kalla, even the Congress's house is not in order clearly. Do you think it would have helped the Congress if a Sachin Pilot, a Dotasra, an Ashok Gehlot, the big guns would have fought?
Immensely.
It would have helped.
Immensely. No two ways about that, because despite these heavyweights,
so it's a huge loss for the Congress.
It's a loss, huge or no. What could be more huge than 0-2?
More humiliating than that. Yes.
Twice in a row. But this time they had a fair chance, and all these people, I think, are elected representatives. Even if they would have lost the election there, their seats were safe. They would have at least put up a fight.
Sachin Pilot not fighting, but saying that I'm going to take care of 3-4 seats. Will that help, or that doesn't really matter?
It does help. You can't take that clout. He's campaigning very hard for his candidates. Even Jaipur Rural, a seat here, might spring a surprise. He's been canvassing really, really hard. But the leader taking the charge himself, as we call it, lead from the front, that charges people up many folds different way. Because now he's here in Rajasthan campaigning for other people, then he has to go to Chhattisgarh and all.
Lost opportunity.
I feel so.
For the
I feel so, with 70 in the opposition and margins of the remaining 30 seats not too high, they had a good chance of going into this election.
मुराजी जी को वोट देंगे, कांग्रेस को लाएंगे, बीजेपी को तो मन दर्शन ही कौन करेगा कभी।
ये अपने फायदे के लिए कर रहे हैं, ये चीजें आपके फायदे के लिए नहीं कर रहे हैं।
What was once thought was touching the holy grail to bring up or attack the Prime Minister, the Congress not shying away from that, especially in the state of Rajasthan. Priyanka Gandhi right behind me, and if you listen in, constantly attacking the Prime Minister. Ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, the election, especially in the state of Rajasthan, will boil down to one single factor. Will the Modi factor prevail, or will local issues make this election into a seat-by-seat election?
Sachin Pilot is not contesting this Lok Sabha election. But for him, it's a tough war to protect what is proverbially Pilot territory. And Dausa is one of those hotly contested seats.
If you just don't talk about Rajasthan, we'll come back to it, but on a national level, you've been campaigning across the country, you're in charge of Chhattisgarh. Has the party finally been able to, you might not agree, but there was an issue with trying to set the narrative. Do you think your messaging has been strong enough this time?
I think we have made a manifesto after hearing what the people are saying. So I put the thing to you. It's not us telling people what the narrative should be. It's what people feel for the last 10 years. You talk about propaganda, media, publicity, ads, television, WhatsApp. and a lot of number playing, right? Selective picking of numbers and making people feel proud of the country, which is fine. India is a large country. We'll grow at a certain rate. We'll make roads and bridges. But has our policy making helped just a few, or has the economic planning been in a way that the people not in the mainstream are also getting the benefits of this growth that we're having?
What, according to you, is the biggest issue on ground?
Jobs.
Which you think? Jobs. Unemployment is the biggest issue.
Without doubt, across the country, educated young men and women feel that they have their avenues are being closed. Investments, job creation, all that does not happen.
Why do you feel this time the vote is going to be on jobs and not possibly about the massive Modi factor, which has overrun possibly
There are many
election?
factors, you see, and that factor has been playing for the last 10 years. Ultimately, every factor has a shelf life. So you can talk about it. Of course, you have the state machinery, you have a lot of resources, and you can deploy all the might that you have to influence the voters. It's a large country, and I think the fact that BJP wants to repeat itself and do better is a fallacy, because on the ground there is a pushback to that propaganda. There's a pushback of a reality check, and I tell you, the farmers of this country, the young people of this country are now feeling that this time has come for a change.
Will you touch 100?
I'm saying we will get enough numbers to be able to cross the halfway mark, and India Alliance partnership and all of our friends together will be able to form the government.
You don't want to comment whether the Congress will cross 100?
Why can't we do more than that?
This is what Sachin Pilot's guarantee. it's an era of guarantees.
People use the word guarantee so loosely.
I
mean, exactly. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, because the word guarantee was used by Congress party in Himachal Pradesh for the first time. Of course, then the BJP, like everything else, is trying to hijack.
But अब तो मोदी की guarantee, उनका manifesto is मोदी की guarantee.
अरे सब guarantee करते रहते हैं. Ultimately, it's the vote that matters.
Top leadership is not fighting in Rajasthan. Mr. Gehlot is in Jalore fighting his son's election. They say it's Mr. Gehlot's election versus the local BJP unit. You are focusing on seats of your region. Why don't you guys fight? You should have fought if that was so important.
You've asked me this before also. The straight answer is that it's not for me to decide what I'll do. I was an MP. I was asked to become an MLA. I'm an MLA, now I'm in the organization as General Secretary. And Mr. Gehlot is former Chief Minister, but his son is contesting. So in every district, the best person that we feel can win the election is our choice.
Is not contesting?
That seat we have to give to the CPM in our alliance seat sharing. So there are many circumstances, but doesn't mean that Dotasra ji or Ashok Gehlot ji or myself, we are not collectively responsible for all 25 states, including our alliance seat. The 25 MPs of Rajasthan, if they'd really done something for the state, emerged as some, really advantageous effort for the people of Rajasthan, I would have given some concession. But, it's been a failed performance, same bhashan, no delivery on the ground. And I keep saying to you time and again, people will not let this tenure
so
just
no
go
hat-trick
past.
this time for a sweep in Rajasthan?
Not at all. I keep saying we will win this election. Rajasthan will do much better. And the Congress party has deep roots in our state. And no matter what you see in the media and television and newspapers, the people are much smarter and they will cast their vote in the right party when the time comes.